Dan, just pass us them gripper cutters.
1 second, I'll just pull these nails out. Here you are, mate.
Cheers. What the hell have you done with these? Flipping heck, Dan, you've ruined them. I told you, don't cut too close to the pins.
I haven't been cutting pins, I've been pulling the nails out on the stairs with them.
Oh. How you doing, Brian King, UK Flooring TV? We're back over in Telford at Dan's shop. Episode 2 of the apprenticeship series. We're just going to be giving a few tips and tricks away to the newcomers into the industry. With our very own Dan Jones. Alright, Dan?
Oh yeah, you're right.
This week we're going to be doing gripper cutters, how to change a gripper cutter blade. One of my pet hate Dans is borrowing my gripper cutters to somebody, or somebody using them and then cutting through a pin. So as soon as that chunk goes the scrap, you can't do nothing with them. And I've caught people taking nails out with my gripper cutters. You know what I mean? I want a razor sharp blade in my gripper cutters to get a good clean cut.
Yeah.
A few years ago, you went through a pin, it was a case of a new pair of gripper cutters. Now, replacement blades are easily available, so from what, 15 quid, 20 quid for a pair of gripper cutters, you can get a blade now for about a £5 or something like that. And so what we'll do, we'll show you how to change one, how easy it is. I have a mate who I work with, every time he wants to change, he'll say, oh, you change that for me. They're easy to do. So how do you go about that, Dan?
Yeah, well, there's two parts to these. Sometimes you do get this lower part, which is called the anvil. That's what the blade pushes into. But really, you just want the blade. I've not found a reason to replace the anvil. I have replaced them just because I had one before, but there's different sorts of tack strip cutters, gripper cutters. I tend to use these. They're quite nice to use. You can put your cut near enough where you want it, and they're pretty sharp. I use the low, seems to be the better quality ones, LOWE, and if you're going to put another blade in them, LOWE blade. They seem to be more durable than other stuff. So and we use them all day, and I have found, yeah, these are the ones to have.
They're the most popular ones.
Yeah, they're the ones I prefer. Yeah. Not everyone doesn't like the same, but basically, so we'll just replace the blade on these. So you just use stuff you've got in your tool bag. We haven't got a proper...
You've got the first thing is the screw in it. There's a screw holding the two components together.
Yeah. So then if you get that and that out of there, there's a little square to stop that turning. So you've got that out. Be very careful with these because they are sharp. That's as sharp as a Stanley blade.
Yeah, because sometimes they're a bit tight and you've got to pull them.
Yeah.
So just be careful you don't cut your hand.
Yeah.
And then you've got this hollow tube.
You've got a hollow tube there. Sometimes they're a little bit difficult to get out, but basically that goes through the body and it holds the blade in. So you pull out the old blade and then the new blade just pushes in like that. Then if you put the collar back in, shaking a bit, I haven't had my whiskey this morning. To basically tap that back into there, and the gripper cutters go back together.
There's a spring. You push it onto the spring to make the cutters open and close.
The spring tends to disappear away as you push the things in. But basically that's that, put that on there. Now do be very careful with your gripper cutters because they are sharp.
There's an actual, where the screw goes in, there's a square on the screw,
which stops it from spinning as you tighten.
So there's only one way of putting the screw in, where the square slots into the square.
And then you don't really want to over tighten it because it will squeeze it shut and stop them from opening and closing. So now you've got your new gripper cutters. Basically, I see people cutting gripper up in the air and squeezing them. I've seen them being banged with hammers. But basically, they're pretty simple to use. They've got this on here, and you use your body weight. Basically, that's touching the floor, stops you from crushing your fingers, and you simply lean on them. You want them nice and sharp. If you're going to put all these nice bits in around your architrave, they don't come out all splintered. It's easy on your hands with a new blade. But yeah, and like Brian says, if you're cutting, when you're cutting through gripper, I mean, you can see how easy it is with these new blades. You can cut little tiny triangles and strips, but you're just basically keeping away keeping away from pins. And if you're going to pull pins out, use something proper to pull them out with. I'm guilty of using the very back of the blade sometimes, but no, you shouldn't do it. But you can see there, it's pretty effortless.
Also as well, you see people cutting, at the front of your gripper you've got a 30-degree angle chamfer.
Yeah.
You see people cutting it that way as well, but it tends, if you do it that way, it tends to slip forward.
Yeah, well, to cut them from that. Well, I would never cut them from that way because I always stand. That's where they need to go, and that's where I'm cutting them. So yeah, they probably slip out when you use them the other way. But I mean, when you've got a sharp pair, they're really good. I mean, you can cut a piece of gripper off on the floor with them. Yeah, I mean, sharp blades are key to your fitting. And again, don't try and hold them up in the air. Also, little bits will fire off sometimes, and you might be tempted to put your hand here to stop them firing off. Just be careful you don't squeeze yourself, else you'll end up with a little triangle in your palm like that. That's about it, really. Just a simple tool, use it all the time.
Well,
yeah.
Like I said, simple tool, easy to change a blade, easily accessible.
Don't lend it to your friend.
I know, any carpet fitter supply stocks them.
Yeah.
So right, Dan, brilliant. Until next time, cheers.
Cheers.